I see me on the bottom here.
Okay, there's another window over there. Like if you was to open up another window and go to Black News 102, you'll see our live stream. And that's the one you copy and paste and send out.
Black News 102.
Yeah, open up another window.
Okay, hold on. How do I do this?
Send out.
Okay, I'm going to see the other window here. Two, screenshot, chat. I see chat.
Yeah, you got the other window now, right?
Nah, still, wait, okay, I see chat. Okay, I see group chat. It says group chat on the left, on the right, man. All right. Let me see. Then what did I do?
Do you see our live stream?
Nah.
Oh no, you got to go to Black News 102, and you're gonna see where it says live, where I'm live at, and that's the one you open up, and then you can send that link out to the people. If you want, you know what I can do? I can send it to your email again. That way it'll get right to you.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right, I'm gonna do that. I'll do that. I'll send it to your email again. I'll send you the one that you send out to the people.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Give me a minute. I'm going to go right in there again. Okay. All right. I just sent it to you.
All right. Let me see. Okay, there it is. So YouTube, okay. Got it.
Yeah, that way you can see what's going on too.
All right. Cool. All right. So I can see what's happening. I can look at the chat over there. All right. Now I see. So let me let everybody know on my networking pages that we're live.
They're not.
All right. Now on that page, you want to mute so you can't hear no feedback. You want to mute that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me do that right now.
Turn that sound down on that page, the one you just opened up. Yeah, hit that. You know how to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, mute that one because that's the one that's going to be giving feedback.
All right.
Come on, man. You act like you don't know how this go, man.
Yeah. Google Hangouts. Let me see. All right. I'm getting it. It's got a lot of windows here. All right. There we go. Oh, yeah. So that's muted already. So that's.
I'm looking in the chat. Everybody is like, yes, Saul. There you go. You got the man. So they love it. They waiting for it.
Yes, indeed. Okay, let me let everybody know on my other Facebook page that we're doing this. Okay. And one more, we'll do it on Twitter, and we're good to go.
Okay.
All right, so we're good to go.
Okay, there we go. So I'm going to say peace and black power family. Welcome to another Sarnetta TV, House of Consciousness production. As you can see, I got the man of the hour right here in the building, my brother Tariq Nasheed, the founder of Hitting Colors 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I know we got some more coming soon. We're going to find out what's new for our brother Tariq Nasheed. So I want to say peace to you, my brother. Introduce yourself to maybe the new people that's just signing on board that may not know you, brother.
Yeah, man, I'm Tariq Nasheed. I'm the producer and director and creator of the best-selling Hidden Colors film documentary series. I'm also a New York Times best-selling author. I'm a world-renowned lecturer and a radio show host, and I just do my thing. I'm an activist. I'm an anti-racism strategist, and I like to call myself that. And I'm chilling with my man, Starnetta, right here, ready to chop it up.
There you go, brother. All right, I want to ask you, brother, let's go right into it.
Yes.
You have like a Moorish sounding name. Are you a Moor? Are you Islamic? Are you conscious? Which one? Right. Which one do you go by?
I'm aware. I don't like to use confined titles.
Okay.
The name is somewhat Islamic name. The name Tariq, that's the name of the Moorish general who led the conquest of Spain in 711. And I'm non-denominational, I'll say that, but I'm ordained minister. So I'm non-denominational, but I'm all denominational. You know what I'm saying? Because African religion, we founded all the religions. So I'm all about African spirituality, and we are the mothers and fathers of every religion on the planet. So I claim all of them.
And you know what, brother, to keep it real, I used to do the same thing when Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad was here. We had no problem until I started hearing different sets of groups. Because, you know, you can't just put all Moors in the box like you can't put all Hebrews in the box like you can't put all Muslims. But the things I be hearing, because some of them don't want to associate themselves with black power groups and stuff like that, that's what made the division. That's what it shows me that our people are divided when we do stuff like that. These titles divide us. What do you say about that?
Well, us, man, are hopefully trying to find ways to replace the system of white supremacy with the system of justice. So in one respect, I see where some of the brothers who want to claim the more status thing, they're looking for ways to combat systematic white supremacy. Unfortunately, some of the strategies they use is outdated at this time. Because when you talk to a lot of Moorish brothers, and shout out to anybody, a lot of times they will start quoting or citing the Sundry Free Moors Act of 1795 or something like that. And back then we have to understand we could go into court and cite certain status laws because Africa had strongholds militarily at that time. You had Morocco, which was a powerhouse at that time. The Moroccan government basically allowed the United States to grow and build. So the U.S. was somewhat beholden to the Moroccan government. So if somebody in the U.S. mistreated somebody who had a Moorish status, those Moroccans would get on that ass. We don't have that no more. We don't have a militarily backed African nation that will have our back no more. So just claiming those statuses, it just doesn't work anymore. We got to start thinking military at this point. And once we start thinking military with political, with religion, with economics, then we'll get back on track.
I agree with you 100%, my brother. Getting to know our brother Tariq, where did you grow up? What school did you attend? What issues with the law growing up did you have, brother? What are some of the issues you had growing up with the law?
Yeah, hey, well, I don't like to talk too much about street business because understand with black folks, it ain't no statutes of limitations. Let's be real about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, Bill Cosby showed you that. And Bill Cosby, we're going back 60 years finding somebody whose titty he touched in 1950 and get him on charges now. So I don't talk about too much street business. But, you know, I was born in Detroit. As a young child, I lived down in Birmingham, Alabama. Then I came out here to South Central LA, Compton and all that. So I really came up out here in the LA lifestyle. And, you know, I grew up around a lot of the hustlers and all the players and all the street dudes. And that helped me write my first book, which was a relationship book called The Art of Mackin'. And my first book, it was a New York Times bestseller, huge book. Then I got a couple of other major book deals with Simon and Schuster, Penguin. I would write books for men and women about dating and relationships. My books kicked off the pickup artist craze that was happening in the mid 2000s. And one thing I noticed, man, some of those pickup artist dudes, many of them, you know, they'll talk about relationships, but then they'll start leaning over to some white supremacy stuff. And our sister, Dr. Welsing, the late great Dr. Welsing, said, whenever you get around suspected white supremacists, eventually all roads are going to lead to white supremacy. All roads are going to lead to racism. So when I was doing my books, the conversations would always turn racial. I would have white dudes coming up to me, well, how can I talk to a black chick? I would have brothers stepping to me like, hey, man, how can I go to a club that ain't racist? So race would always come up. So I wanted to tackle that head on, and that veered me into the documentary series.
Yes, beautiful. Brother, do you have problems now with, quote unquote, the conscious circuit where people say, man, how you conscious? How you doing what you do? And you know, you used to do your thing as far as the Mac Daddy, the Mac game. Talk to us a little bit about that, brother.
Yeah.
You know, how did you get into the whole thing of, you know, macking and, you know, doing what you do with the ladies?
Yeah, but I wasn't doing anything illegal, just macking as far as going to the club and spitting game. You know, I wasn't doing anything nefarious, so there's nothing to really explain as far as that end. But the thing is, my books were just about dating and relationships. See, a lot of people who try to deliberately throw salt on what we're doing with the Hidden Color series, they'll try to say that my books was about pimping. And I've never written a book about pimping because I've never pimped anybody. I've never talked about doing that in any of my books or anything that I've done. My books were all about just how square dudes can go to the club and meet girls and all that. Now, I grew up around a lot of pimps. I had a lot of pimp partners. You know, a lot of those dudes helped me out. I knew a lot of drug dealers. I knew a lot of gangbangers, still friends with a lot of people in the game now. But I can't help who I know and who I grew up with and who I came up around. But the thing is, I always tell people, even though you have that lifestyle over here, that doesn't mean that you can get away from that and get other people away from that and start elevating yourself to another level so that you can build your communities. That's what Malcolm X did. Malcolm X was in the game. He built himself up from that. There were a lot of other people in the street life, and we give the street life a bad rap. Understand, the hustlers, I always say this, were the backbones of the black community. They say the black church was. That's true to a certain degree, but during the first era of Jim Crow, it was those pool hall cats who would provide guns and ammunition for black neighborhoods so the whites wouldn't run them out. In the civil rights movement, we got to understand it was those juke joint brothers, those brothers who was running liquor underground. They were the ones providing the guns and protection for the civil rights movement. Dr. King and all those people, it was the street dudes looking out for them. Even with the Black Panthers, these were street dudes. These were gang members, hustlers, but they got the knowledge and said, okay, this is what we need to do for our community. So I don't like to shit on the brothers who used to be in the game who are in the game, because in the dominant white society, they give props to their underworld figures. And those underworld, look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump's dad was a pimp. He had a whole house. And Donald Trump is Donald Trump's granddad. Donald Trump's granddad came over here from Germany, had a bunch of prostitution houses, and now this motherfucker's president. JFK, their family, they were a bunch of bootleggers and moonshiners. So people in the dominant society, they give props and cadence to their hustle lifestyle, and we're shamed for having hustlers in our community and all that. But I don't shame the hustlers, because the hustlers are the dudes who are the ones who are fearless. They're the ones, they ain't scared of the police. They're not scared to go to jail. They know how to go out here and get that paper. They know how to have somewhat of a code of conduct. If you're going to be in the street game, you got to live by a certain code in order to survive. So that's something that I respect. And I'm not telling dudes to go out and do anything illegal. I ain't talking about dusty niggas out here robbing liquor stores and shit like that. I'm talking about some real bona fide 10 toes down street hustlers who got a code. That's something that people should take and use that for something else.
Right, brother. That's peace, man. Have you ever been a part of an organization? Have you ever joined any organizations coming up?
You know what? I've always been neutral about that. You know, I was always the kind of dude, I was associated with stuff. Even in high school, you know, you had this gang, that gang, you had the Greeks, you had, you know, stuff like that when you're going into the college years. And I never went to college, by the way. But even out here in LA, when I lived in South Central in Compton, you know, I had friends who were Crips and Bloods. Now, they associated me with the Crips because I hung around them more and I lived in Crip neighborhoods. So even today, people still misassociate me with that just because I hang around a lot of those, I hung around, past tense, a lot of those dudes, and a lot of them I was cool with. But I'm cool with everybody, man. I've been on tour. I got Bloods, Crips, folks, Vice Lords, all these dudes. So I've always been that neutral dude. And it's better to play it that way.
Okay, that's what's up, my brother. First, I want to let you know that, let me ask you this. How did you come up with the documentary series Hidden Colors? What drives you to do Hidden Colors? Because your videos, brother, have been a success. Your videos have been seen by millions all across this country, in Africa, all throughout Europe, in barbershops, in Jamaican restaurants, food places, in the homes, in the elders, in schools. Brother, this right here was is a major success for you. How did you come about that? What brought about the idea, brother?
What brought about the idea, a lot of us in Black society, we kept complaining about the movies that were out portraying us. And I got the idea around the same time you had movies like Precious, The Help, The Butler, The Blind Side, all of these movies where Black people are taking this subservient, pitiful, second-class citizen type of role in this ideology. And even when you look at television shows like the History Channel, they would always go out of their way to lie about our history. They would rather tell you that aliens built the damn pyramid than an African. And when you see that, that's not a misunderstanding of history. That's deliberate propaganda. And even at the beginning of the first Hidden Colors, I talked about the thing that pushed me over the edge. When I was watching a special about who came to America before Columbus, they talked about every single group. They talked about the Irish. They said that the Scandinavians might have came. They said that the Asians might have came because they found a piece of silk. They found a silver button, and some Scottish person may have came. So they talked about every group coming to the Americas before Columbus except Africans, and they ignored these big, huge Olmec statues that's all over South America, all of these African artifacts that's all over here. So when they did that, I said, okay, they're deliberately omitting our history, so I want to do something about that. Nobody else is getting the money together, so I'm going to get the money together. I know a little something about production because I've done a lot of television shows and I've always watched what went on behind the scenes. So I got the money together. I started calling a lot of people that I've worked with at MTV and all of these other networks. And I just went out and did the documentary. I got a bunch of people that I loved and respected. I got, and let me say this. Some of the people that I learned about from your videos. I learned about James Small from your videos, Sarnetta. So I got to shout you out for that. That's the first. When I saw a video of him dropping game, I told my assistant, get that brother on the fucking phone.
Yes, sir.
Man. So I thank you for that. And I'm meeting up with James Small pretty soon because we're doing a documentary about Haiti. But people like Shahrazad Ali, who I idolized, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing was my idol. I got all the people that I loved and got them in the film, and it was just a tremendous success.
Well, brother, I'm going to say that definitely was the way that you did it. It was professionally done. I know you probably used that 4K camera. That joint was bad, crystal clear. I mean, man, I love it, brother. What impact do you think you are making across the minds, across this globe of the youth that's coming up watching this? What are some of the impacts you think you have on the people?
It's waking a lot of people up. And the thing that's different about Hidden Colors, the series, we made it a different style of film because normally when we hear about Black history, usually it's all about slavery and civil rights. And also, if you look at history documentaries, a lot of it is very droning. It's like really drawn out. It's very somber. It's almost a sadness to it. And basically it tells us you were beat up, you were slaves, you had the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King had a dream, and Obama's president, and everything is good now. But they never talk about what we did before slavery. They never talk about that. And that's what I wanted to focus on. Because as a kid, I've always had answers. What were we before slaves? What did we do before they brought us over here and enslaved us? That's never talked about. And most Black folks before Hidden Colors, they didn't know that African men called the Moors were running things over in Europe. They didn't know that. They didn't know that African people, the Bonampak people, and the Olmecs were down in Mexico. They didn't know that the Ainu people were over there in China and all that stuff. African people touched all over the globe. They didn't know that we created so many monuments and sciences. That's just something that wasn't known. So when I put that information out there, that blew people away simply because they've never heard it before. And it was so shocking. And the way we did the film, everything was very fast. That's another thing, because we live in the internet age. So we're used to looking at Instagram, Twitter. So we made it a point to give a lot of information very fast. So if you watch Hidden Colors, you're getting hit with information nonstop with no breaks. So you got to watch it 3 or 4 times to catch it. And you don't even realize 2 or 3 hours just passed by. And that's part of the success too. We understood the attention deficit disorder that a lot of young people have. So you got to get them quick and keep them there by just constantly bombarding them with information and images. So that was part of the success.
And my brother, you are doing that. I like the way you slid some of the rappers up in there.
Oh yeah.
And that's how you capture the minds of, you want to get into that rap field too.
Absolutely.
Once you get them, then you know they could change the thought process overnight just by listening to their lyrics. You know
exactly. And when you get some of the best rappers, you get the, I've got the legends, KRS-One,
right?
Nas. You know what I'm saying? The best of the best, man. And the streets respect that. And so when you get that, and that's something that's rarely done, you get street dudes with these well-respected scholars, man, and everybody's on the same page. So that's very rare to have that.
All right. Now, at the same time, you are you have controversial around what you call the big blacks. I won't say leadership. I would say like the big blacks. And what do I mean by the big blacks? Like, you are not invited to like the big stage. Like when people be having these big events. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna say you are. I'm gonna say as far as what I see, I don't see people bringing you out like our brother, the minister. Like he would bring out the rappers that come to the podium, or, you know, these big top dudes that's out there. Why do you think that is? Not saying the minister is jealous. I'm talking about these other places. Like, for example, you just had the Black Power Awards, and you wasn't even nominated, brother. And I said, what the how the hell can Tariq Nasheed not be nominated for the Black Power Awards for the best documentary film that sold millions across this country? I said, man, it's got to be a fucking joke. And then I already know why I was not nominated, because they said I was too black, too militant, and I used profanity. Now, how can you have a Black Power, quote unquote, Black Power Awards, and you don't bring in the militant, the controversial brothers? Huey P. Newton cursed when they got up there. Pam Africa and all of them, they went to war. They cursed in Philadelphia. You know, John Africa, Pam Africa, all of them brothers. So I said, damn, how can they not bring Tariq up there? Do you think, or do you sense a little jealousy coming from your people, brother, because of your success?
I don't know, because I don't know who's running it. So that's the thing. And I really just heard about the Black Power Award like a week before it came out. So and I saw the list. I'm like, okay, it must be somebody else who's running it who I got some kind of beef with or something, because they had a documentary and they didn't have none of the Hidden Colors. I said, okay, that's some personal vendetta. So I don't trip on that. Look, I do tours around the world. Damn near all my tours are sold out. So I don't trip on that, and more power to them. So, they don't have to give me props. That's fine, because, I'm doing my own thing. And look, man, Hidden Colors 4, when it came out, that thing was #1 for 4 weeks.
That's right.
So I'm not even tripping on that.
Yeah, I feel you, brother. I am going to say a few names, and I want you to follow up whatever comes to mind. Henry Louis Gates, what comes to your mind?
I'm gonna call him what James Small said. He called him Skip the Truth Gates. That's what James Small. Henry Gates is funny style. He's a boule dude. Henry Gates is a boule cat. But Henry Gates, he gives good information, but he mixes it with bullshit, and that's what I don't like. He has to appease. He'll give some good information, And then he'll turn around and say some shit like, well, Africans enslaved other Africans. And that's what white supremacists like to hear. And that's how he gets his funding. So that's something I can't co-sign. And,
Right.
and John Henry Clark, back in the day, he said that Henry Gates was a professional white ass kisser. So I don't know if I can argue with with John Henry Clark. So.
Right. Okay. We know that Kanye West just met with Donald Trump today.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that, on Kanye West, man?
With Kanye, the thing is with Kanye, he can play off whatever he's doing by saying, well, I just got out the damn mental hospital, so I don't know what I'm doing. So he can play that off. So he can, go either way with it because it looks real weird. This dude is standing here with blonde hair, standing up here with Donald Trump for whatever reason. Why is Trump getting Kanye West as if he's some type of political figure that somehow represents black society?
Right.
So that's nothing but a photo op as far as I'm concerned. That's some photo op that Donald Trump is doing to kind of tone down the racist rhetoric that's swarming around him and him bringing in all of these known white supremacists into his cabinet. So that's just a photo op and we should not fall for that at all.
Right. And I feel what you're saying because they always look for entertainers to represent us. When it comes to somebody big that got to represent black people, they look towards entertainers. You know what I'm saying? Like movie stars or comedians or just rappers.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right, Barack Obama.
Yeah. Barack Obama, man, disappointment. Very disappointed in Barack Obama.
Disappointment.
Very disappointed in Barack Obama. And I voted for Barack Obama twice. And not only that, I put money on his first campaign. Barack Obama, he had a hateful neglect of black society. It was a hateful neglect. Barack Obama has done stuff for all types of groups, for the gay community, for the Hispanic community, for the Jewish community, for women's groups, Native Americans, the whole shebang. And when it comes to black folks, all of a sudden, well, I'm not the president of black America. I'm the president of all America.
Real.
So it's just that benign neglect policy that was implemented in the late 1960s, meaning that no politician is supposed to even mention black society, let alone do anything for black society. So they use these code words like, well, minority. We just gave a grant to minorities. And we got to stop falling for that, black folks. Anytime they try to lump us in with all of these other groups like minorities and Hispanics, there is no camaraderie between blacks and Hispanics. Hispanics, 30% of the Hispanic voters voted for damn Trump. We got to understand what's going on out here. Hispanics, for the most part, identify with white. Go down there to Miami and look at those Cubans. They hop on that boat, get their asses over here from Cuba, and start identifying with white. Most of those Cubans down in Miami voted for Trump, and we still on that, well, we're minorities together in the struggle. No, we're not. We're on our own, and we got to act like it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Donald Trump. Do you think black people should get prepared for Donald Trump? I can't wait because I'm going to be just sitting there. I know there's going to be some funny shit when Donald Trump get into that office. It's going to be funny, and at the same time, we got to be ready too because this motherfucker is at any time he can pull that goddamn switch.
Yes,
shut down the city and bring in the National Guards. This dude is a damn fool. He's bringing in a lot of people on his board and don't have no damn experience.
Exactly.
So what do you think about Donald Trump I'm going to say Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, now Hillary Clinton, she's
one more thing, brother. Now they are saying that the Germans had, tampered with the goddamn computer system. Yeah, so
the Germans are right. Because they said it was the Russians. You mean the Russians or the...
Yeah, the Russians, you're right.
Yeah, and I believe that. Yeah, I believe that because the thing is, with Trump, the Russians are trying to get this oil deal going. They got Trump in there. Trump just brought some Exxon executive on his cabinet. So this was a whole big-ass scheme from the get-go. And they're trying to get sanctions, and the CIA and all of these people are investigating Trump now. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get inaugurated in January. I would not be surprised. You understand? Because they're trying to build a case against Trump because the powers that be, they didn't want Trump in office. And they're still fighting that. It's all of the white supremacists around the country. They're the ones who wanted him in office. But the powers that be, they know how dangerous he is. He's up here cutting deals with the Russians, They know how dangerous that is to national security. So black folks definitely got to be prepared either way. We got to be on our P's and Q's, and we got to start getting the code of conduct out here because we don't know when they're going to start putting us in some Rex 84 camps, all these camps they got all around the country that they don't talk about.
Mm-hmm. So we know when Donald Trump said, "Make America great again," we should know that he wasn't talking about us.
Exactly.
Because when have America ever been great for black people? So we should know that he wasn't talking about us. Okay, Cornel West.
Yeah, Cornel is cool. I like Cornel West. Cornel is cool. Very thorough brother, man. He represents. I got a lot of respect for brother Cornel West. He does the thing, man. I remember when he was out there in New York trying to get the when they had that stadium out there. What was Jay-Z's that team? Was it the Nets? What was the team with Jay-Z?
Yeah, the Nets.
Yeah. He was out there like, hey, we need black people in the community to get some of these jobs. He was out there, campaigning. So they went and said, okay, Jay-Z is the owner. Black folks forgot about that and just focused on Jay-Z being an owner, which he wasn't really an owner. Again, he had like a very small percentage. So we had the Jedi mind trick pulled on us. We got to stop falling for symbolisms. Black folks, we are really big on falling for symbolic victories when we don't get anything tangible. So Cornel was one of the brothers trying to get us some tangible resources, and I respect him for that.
Okay. Tavis Smiley.
I respect Tavis Smiley. Tavis Smiley is another person who a lot of black folks criticized. A lot of folks thought he was a hater by saying, hey, man, when Obama gets in office, we got to stop this old symbolic shit and just have him do something tangible for us. He has to allocate some kind of resources. We just can't be out here cheerleading Obama and he's not doing nothing. And a lot of people hated on Tavis. And Tavis turned out to be right, man. Tavis was absolutely right, man. We fell for the Jedi mind trick with Obama. And Obama's still out here talking about, well, we need to help protect his legacy. Legacy for what?
Africa Bambaataa. Yeah. You think about that, brother. I mean, you heard what's going on. You've seen, he's been in the hot seat for a while. Far as molesting little boys and stuff like that. And I'm the one, now I took a lot of heat for that, but I took on that topic and I still will take it on to the, excuse me. I still would take it on to this day. I spoke to my brother Poppy, I think last week, man, the brother was kicking it. The brother had some more information that he would like to share with me. And I told him, brother, well, the doors are still open. Just let me know when and let's go get it in if you got new information. So what do you think about Africa Bambaataa? And them claims that they've been making, brother?
Yeah, I've been hearing that rumor about Bambaataa for like 6 years, way before the scandal popped. So I've been hearing that rumor that's been out for a long time. And it just kind of came to a head when people started coming out. And the thing is, we have to understand that just because people, they were legends in certain fields, that don't mean we just have to co-sign them blindly. That's some shit that we're going to have to get off of in black society. When we got kids out here getting molested and fondled, we kind of have a way of turning a blind eye to that. And that's something that we're going to have to cut out. And he should have been checked a long time ago because cats knew that he was doing that and they were giving him a pass. And I'm big on checking motherfuckers right now for what they do now instead of waiting years down the line until it just blows up and they'd have molested the whole damn neighborhood or they'd have done something greasy to the whole neighborhood because they weren't checked a long time ago. I'm real big on G-checking folks for stuff that they do out of pocket. And we need to start doing more of that of people doing things to these kids.
Yes, brother. That's what's up. Here we go. Brother, the next name I'm going to mention, brother. Some people say, why would you get caught up into going back and forth with the dude? Because it takes away from your scholarship. You are an intelligent brother. Yeah. You have the knowledge and information to uplift our people. And I'm gonna say that to myself too, because I get caught up in these fuck boys, just like you. And then I have to answer some of these Negroes. But the next name I'm gonna mention is Tommy Sotomayor. And what happened with that situation? How did that all start? Because I remember one time, y'all was coming together to do some work together. Y'all was working together. Am I right?
No. Let's go back. Let's go
Yeah.
back. Tommy Sotomayor, he's just a YouTube dude. How we did one show together with Zoe Williams. And that's it. We only did one show together. I wasn't really cool with the dude like that. I just did one show with him because of Zoe Williams, who's another radio host. Zoe Williams had a radio show. Zoe invited him, and there was some audio issues. So Tommy was like, hey, let's do the show again at my spot. And Zoe was like, hey, you want to go up there? So we went to Tommy's spot. We did this show. It was me, Zoe, Tommy, and a guy named Jeff. So it was cool. The guy was cordial. It was nothing. And I never hung out with the guy again or nothing. So over the course of time, I started seeing a lot of coon shit coming from dude. And, I further distanced myself. I'm like, this dude is rocking on some coon shit. I'm not really trying to get down with him like that. And, I never dissed him publicly. I just kind of backed up off of him a little bit because I wasn't with that whole black woman bashing, all that, he bashes black women nonstop and, talks real greasy to cats online. And I'm like, I don't get down like that. So he kept trying to reach out to me and I was kind of ignoring him. Then he started making little jabs at me publicly. I still ignored the dude. I didn't really trip on the dude like that. And he kept making little jabs here and there, just kept making jabs. And, one day I just felt petty after one too many jabs. Then I did a whole roast video about the dude. Cat started clowning him. I gave him a nickname Crispy because he was taking selfies with him with ash pockets. He's real ashy and crusty looking. So I nicknamed him Crispy. Everybody started calling him Crispy. So that embarrassed him. And, then we did a puppet, the Crispy puppet. And with coons like that, we got to understand this. You got to make a mockery out of dudes like that. See, that was my whole thing, mocking a coon like that. Even when I did Jesse Lee Peterson's show, I did a debate with him. For the most part, I'm mocking Jesse Lee Peterson. I don't take that coon seriously. See, that's how we got to do these coons. We got to destroy their credibility by mocking the hell out of them in a fun way. So Tommy, the mocking got to him so bad, he started getting a little gangster on the internet. He started making little death threats. He's like, yeah, I'm going to kill Tariq. He come to this city. I'm doing a hidden color screening. I'll come up there with my gun and kill him. I mean, there's videos online that's up right now, him talking about killing me. So, all right. So when he comes to LA, I had to go see him about that killing stuff. I had to kind of G-check him on that because I don't do that internet gangster shit. I'm not about to sit up making videos threatening no other nigga. If you got a problem and you talking about what you gonna do and then you come to my city, well, I'm gonna see you and ask you about all the stuff you were supposed to do. And that happened the other night.
Your sound went out just now. Your sound.
Okay.
Oh, you just finished. Okay. Yeah, that was you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, your sound. Okay. Yeah, so we ain't gonna keep going down that. That's it. Anything else you want to say on that issue before we move forward?
No. That's a dead issue. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I do agree with you. He is one of the biggest goddamn coons that we do have in our community. So yeah. I damn sure agree with you 100%. I was just watching the video that he just did, and this fucking Negro, he gets up there saying telling white people, if a black man walk up on you, just pull a gun out and kill him. This is a new video. Yeah. All because you ran down on him on the studio. So now because Tariq runs down on you on the studio, you makes a video calling out white people to shoot black youth. If they run down on you, go down there and kill them. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? What makes him say stuff like that? And then again, the little fuck boy, he gets up there making a lie, talking about this whole thing of I was setting up a debate with him and somebody else.
Yeah.
And the boy gonna get up there lying saying I offered them money. I never discussed money with him because that's never my role to do. So I never talked about a dime with the boy. But he get up there saying I offered them some type of nigga lying when he told
he's a pathological liar. The dude's a pathological liar. And the thing is, there was a video he made a few months ago of him running up on some sister down in Texas. Some black lady he had a little fender bender with. He jumped off the car, all rah-rah, bitch, I'll beat your black ass and I'll shoot your bitch. And he was just going in on this sister. threatening to beat up and kill this sister. I got some in the car for you, bitch. So he's real gangster with this woman. But yesterday when I ran up on him, I'm all in his face. The nigga wouldn't even look me in the eye. I'm daring him to get up and do something. He sat there like a wounded lamb, looking straight with tears coming out of his eyes. So that shows the kind of dude he is, man. That's the motherfucker that you gotta G-check to show how much of a punk he is. And we don't take people like that seriously. We don't bring people like that to the table. We gotta cut that bringing punk ass buster niggas around who's not gonna do anything but cause dissension. We gotta go back to G-checking dudes. The Panthers were good at that shit.
That's
G-checking
right.
dudes with the fuckery.
Man, I remember the Panthers said, man, if you're not going to live up to this, change your damn name. Change that African name. Yo, let me ask you, can you give some insight on the business of documentary and YouTube broadcasting that you feel comfortable with sharing? Because you are a success with that. So for the people who would like to learn about how do we do these documentaries and broadcasting, you know, can you give us some information and insight on that?
Well, the thing is, I always say this, you got to make your product comparative to some of the stuff that's already out there in the mainstream. Like when we did the Hidden Color series, especially the last three, you know, I got, you know, studio cameras, the kind of cameras they shoot major motion pictures with. We got the red cameras. As a matter of fact, on Hidden Colors 4, my DP, my director of photography, he worked on the Mad Max movie, the Mad Max movie that just came out in theaters. So I got a sound guy who worked on Insidious. So I got a lot of the major people who work behind the scenes to work on our stuff to make it look and sound comparative. That's with all the stuff that's already out there. That's why when we put it out, Hidden Colors 4, independent film, totally independent, but it outsold every major documentary that's out there. That's because we look at all the fine details and we make it comparative. And also the content, man. We have to make the content something interesting that all age groups are going to like. And that's very important too. So we got to give them information that they don't know, information they haven't heard before. So that's going to draw them in. We also got to use social media to our advantage. The traditional ways of promoting films by just going through terrestrial radio and terrestrial television, that's kind of outdated. We got to utilize the internet. We got to utilize Twitter. We got to utilize Facebook, build up an audience, and utilize that audience for advertising. Like, for example, I do a free podcast. My podcast is free. Good game on the podcast. So I already have a built-in audience. So when I do something like a film, I got that audience right there. So we got to understand, you got to give a little to get a little. So we got to start thinking in terms of marketing online. I'm gonna have to do a whole course on that because a lot of people want to talk to me about marketing, and I do want to show people the game as far as that.
Okay. Now the next question, you don't have to share it if you don't want to, because you know how Negroes do. They want to bite and jump on it and try to do it before you do it. But even if they do, they ain't gonna be able to do it like you, my brother. So what's next for Tariq Nasheed? What's the next documentary that you got in mind that you are looking to bring for maybe 2017? I know something new coming out.
Oh yeah, we're in pre-production right now. We're doing a full documentary about the Haitian Revolution.
I think I heard Smalls say that.
Yeah, and I'm getting Brother Smalls. I already got Biana Bella. I was down there in Haiti with her a few months ago. I'm going back down there. I'm getting some other scholars. We're lining them up now. There's a brother out of the UK, Akala. I'm getting him. So we're getting all that together now. So that's going to be a very big project because we touch on it a little bit in the Hidden Colors films. But that story is it's a hell of a story, man, that a lot of us don't know about. Whenever they talk about the Haitian Revolution, they might bring up Toussaint Louverture, but they don't talk about Dessalines and Bookman and all of these people. That's a hell of a story that we as black folks worldwide, we need to understand how these African people got all of these superpowers off their ass like that. That's something that we need to know.
Right. There are some new, exciting young people that I know will do good on your show. And just because you might hear them use some foul language, they know how to curve it. And they got some deep history, such as Dr. Ali Muhammad.
I like him. I like Ali Muhammad.
Brilliant brother. If you get him to start talking about, I think a good one for you, brother, would be a nice health and nutrition documentary as well. You know,
I want to do something like that with Dr. Sadie.
Yes.
I want to before he has. That's another thing. I got to start getting people, man, before they. Just like Delbert Blair. I got Delbert Blair right before he passed, right before the film came out, and we had him in the film. Dr. Welsing, you know what I'm saying? I had her. So I got to get some of these elder scholars, man, before they transition, because
I was fortunate to get Francis Cress Welsing and a lot of them. I was unfortunate. I feel you, because as I'm right there next to Dr. John Henry Clark, I didn't have that opportunity to get him because I wasn't filming like that. But I did get Dr. Ben Barashango, Ishaka Musa Barashango. I got Del Jones. I got a lot of brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? So I was fortunate to get them. And I would say Dr. Ali Muhammad, even the General Sarah Sultan Seti, he would know how to curve his language. He know how to be versatile and sit down and do that. He have a lot of powerful information. Then you got the Armin Ross Squad that's out there.
Yeah.
Sitting down with you, they would know how to get it in. You got my brother that's out there, Dr. Brother Reggie. He is like the researcher behind the scene. Like, you know, you have the hitting songwriter, but you don't never hear about the songwriter. You just hear the brother that's making the song. Well, that's who Dr. Reggie is. Dr. Reggie is like the hitting researcher that's saying, here you go, study that. He's the brother that, matter of fact, he worked a lot with Professor James Smalls. He grew up at the feet of Professor James Smalls, Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Amos Wilson, Francis Cress Welsing. That's our brother, Dr. Reggie.
Now, Star, let me ask you this, Star. When did you start hooking up with all of these people? Because I've seen videos of yours from back in the damn 90s, I think. So when did you...
Well, yeah. Now, see, the story ain't about me, but I can go in a little bit.
It's just for the sake of conversation. Because
I can go in a little bit about that. It all began when I met Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. I quit my job. My wife is in there right now. She'll tell you. She was a little worried, like, baby, what you doing? You sure? You go? I quit my job. You know, I started doing the VHS things, going outside on the street, and I had what Negroes would call a good job. You know, at that time, I was working for HRA, Human Resources Administration, had my own office, my own desk, and I met Khalid Muhammad when I came home from doing 5 years in correctional facility. I came home. I got a job because of the people, you got to know people. Got up in there, got a job. Next thing you know, I'm meeting Khalid as I'm going on. You know, I get with Khalid Muhammad. I start selling VHS tapes. And next thing you know, I started being his film man. So wherever he go, I got videos that nobody even got yet. You know, I started filming Khalid. Wherever we go to Atlanta, I'm filming them. We go to Buffalo, I'm filming them. And that's how I got into this whole filming thing. Next thing you know, I'm meeting brothers like attorney Alton Maddox. Every Wednesday night, the UAM. And I'm bringing my camera through. And I see everybody coming through. I said, man, fuck that job. I went off on the boss, cursed him out because I knew I was leaving. I ain't give a fuck. You know, wifey was like, oh, baby, you sure we all right? I said, we going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, I never went back and left that job. And then I just started filming everybody. And Khalid Muhammad, he was the one to connect me with anybody. So wherever Khalid go, everybody was there. You see what I'm saying? Barashango and Khalid were tight. Del Jones and Alton Maddox and Francis Cress Welsing. Khalid was in with everybody. And that's how I became in with everybody, you know, and I just loved what I started doing. I loved it. I ain't looked back, didn't go back to jail. You know how some people say, once you're in jail, you're going to be going back. It's a revolving door. Never went back after that.
Good.
You know, and that's how I got into doing what I do. And, you know, that was it. The rest is history.
Yeah, you know? You dealt with a lot of heavyweights, man.
Yes, sir.
You did with some stuff with Bobby Hemmett. I've seen some stuff you did with him that's classic. And I wanted to get Bobby Hemmett for the first Hidden Colors. Bobby wouldn't do it. Bobby would not do it. And then he had his stroke later, man. That messed me up because I really wanted Bobby in it.
Right.
But, you know,
yeah, Bobby's hilarious. He's funny, man.
Yeah.
And you got Phil Valentine. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Phil. Have you thought about writing featured films?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing that too. We got a feature film. After I do this documentary, we're going to go down in Miami. We're going to shoot this crime thriller down in Miami Gardens. The mayor of the city, they're going to let us do our thing down there. So that's going to be coming later 2017 too, after I do the documentary. So, yeah, we got all that stuff going.
Okay. It's good to see you talking because people think that we are competitors and we are not. We actually talk to each other behind the scenes sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I think it is good. It is a good thing that people don't know that we do talk behind the scene and we can build with each other. You know what I'm saying?
We do business the whole shebang.
Yeah, no doubt. So, I am working on hosting Sarnetta TV Awards at the Apollo Theater. This is going to be the biggest awards show ever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you right now, brother, you are definitely nominated, most likely to win. I'm not giving up nothing, but you are nominated, most likely to win. It's going to be on the big stage of the Apollo Theater. And you already know everybody and their mama coming out for this. Dressed to impress. I'm not going to tell you that you got to dress in African attire or none of that. No, let me see let me see, man. You can dress to impress. Do what you do.
No doubt.
I can show these to you because I know you appreciate shit like this. You know what these are.
Oh yeah, you got them covered up. You cover up gators. There's got to be some gators in there. I can already sense it. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, you already know what it is. Negroes get mad at me, man. Negroes get mad at me when I do my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Those are hella clean. I love them. Those are like some
I gotta separate them with the oysters because they start fighting each other and shit. So I gotta separate. I gotta put them in different closets and shit.
Hold on one second. Hello. Hello? Yes. Yes, can you hear me? Hold on one second. Hello? My wife must have ordered Postmates and they're trying to call me. Oh yeah, those are clean, man. Those are hella clean.
Thank you, brother. Well, I gotta separate these with my oysters,
Yes, indeed.
Now I know you know about them goddamn what is that? What is that? The turtle skins, man.
Oh yeah.
And you think the gators, they got some turtle skins. I ain't got none of them. Them turtle skins is like
they're hella expensive.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, man. But Negroes get mad at me because they'll see me, oh, this nigga got on that. Look at him. How could he be for the people? See, whenever you doing what you do, my brother Tariq, you supposed to be raggedy, naked, and out of doors. You don't supposed to have nothing. You don't supposed to be living in a fine house, driving a nice car, because what's associated with people who supposed to be conscious is poverty.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, the thing is, man, we got to get off that because the white supremacists tell us that. We do anything they tell us. They tell us that anybody who's creating an economic base, they're somehow hustling and they're swindlers and they're doing something nefarious. And the main thing we need to be doing as black people is creating an economic base. See, that mindset of us being swindlers and hustlers whenever we try to create an economic base, that came from the late 60s, early 70s when integration happened. When black folks were told to spend all your money with whites and Asians, that's fine. But if you spend money with black folks, the black folks are going to get over on you. They're going to give you a subpar product. So we start looking at doing business with black folks as something negative. It's the chitlin circuit, which ain't the mainstream. See, we have these little negative names that we have for other black people trying to do business. Hold on. These people keep calling me. Hold on. Hello? Okay. Are you by the gate? Okay. All right. They're looking for my damn house, and my wife ordered some food, and they're looking for the house. And shit. All right. Sorry about that.
Yes, sir. It's all good. It's all good, brother. Yeah, so I feel what you're saying. So let me ask you this, too, now. Because if one of the criticism that I heard, and I hear it sometimes off and on, they say, how come Brother Tariq Nasheed didn't discuss the Jews? Why he don't want to talk about the Jewish history?
Right.
What's up with that, brother?
And that's something that Tommy started. And usually if you hear it online, that's him trolling under one of his accounts. That's one of his bullshit arguments, to just come up with something to complain about just for the sake of complaining. We talk about white supremacy. And when we talk about Jewish white supremacists, we're talking about all white supremacists.
Yes.
I don't separate the white supremacists, because when you're talking about Jews, what Jews are you talking about?
Right.
Because when you go to Israel, you got Ethiopian Jews and African Jews who are shitted on over in Israel. Who are they shitted on by? The white Jews, the white supremacist Jews. So now we're going back to white supremacy. Don't let people try to get you into these conversations about criticizing somebody's religion, because these coons get that from the white supremacists. The white racists will say, hey man, ain't no white supremacy. It's the Jews they're running everything. So it's the Jews' fault. It's the Bilderbergs and the Trilateral Commission. It's that Alex Jones bullshit where they try to pawn off white supremacy on somebody's religion. Let's go back to Hitler. When Hitler was going through the Holocaust and everything, he said, I don't give a shit about the Jews and their religion. I only care because they're non-white to us over here. Now, there are many Jewish people who are classified as white, and they will practice white supremacy. Look at Donald Sterling. Donald Sterling, who was owning the Clippers. He sounds just like the regular white supremacist. I'm not about to lump him in some other category just because of his religion. You have white supremacist Jews, white supremacist Christians, white supremacist Muslims, white supremacist Hispanics. So breaking them up is a pointless endeavor. All of them practice white supremacy, and I target them in a blanket. I don't break them up. So that's my answer to that.
Let me ask you, is Vlad a Jew, or is, to me, all white folks are white folks. That's what Khalid Muhammad always said.
I don't know.
Said that. So now, people will come out and say, why do we keep going on these big other platforms to blow them up? Why not blow ourselves up? Let's blow up each other. Let's go on the black media outlets. What's so special about Vlad that we got to go on Vlad? I would love for him to get me on there, though.
Yeah.
I would love
This is another platform.
I will give him the business.
Yeah.
And he might not put it up, but I will give him the business from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
I just be talking about his every time he asks me a question, I'm digging into your damn history of your parents.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going with that.
Yes,
Why do we give these platforms, because they wouldn't be nothing without us, brother.
Yeah.
Vlad is big because of us, because of the rappers that we got. You see? That we have. So why do we constantly give them the platform?
Well, the thing is, I go on many platforms. I do CNN, I do Fox News, so I do a lot of media. I do whatever black media is left. The only black media is really shows like yours, a lot of stuff that's on the internet now because, TV One and BET, that's really white owned to a certain degree. So mainstream black media like Ebony Jet, all of that shit is white owned now. So we are the black media. We're the black media.
Right.
So with Vlad, even he has a hip hop audience. I will get some of that audience and bring them over to our side. So, that's the only reason I do it.
Yeah. I was just seeing you on a video you did with some dude. What's this dude's name?
Oh shit. Which one? I've done a lot of.
You just did an interview on a live show or something like that on CNN or something.
Probably Fox. Yeah.
Yeah. What was his name or something where he was being very rude to you?
Oh yeah. Some Tucker Carlson from Fox News.
Yeah, Tucker. Now, I seen that today, and I was like, oh, my God. If that would have been me, Tariq, see, you got patience. You got to hold that in. That couldn't have been me up there with this fucking white boy doing that. Dude. He was rude. And, I mean, every time you got ready to try to answer, but you did kill him, though. You was killing him on certain points, but he kept trying to stop you because he knew you was about to go in.
Yeah, they kept doing that. See, they learned from Khalid Muhammad. See, back in the day, I remember Sean Hannity. Right. He was Khalid Muhammad. Khalid got in his ass because back then they would let you talk. And Sean Hannity tried to be slick with Khalid, and Khalid got it. Sean Hannity said, well, Khalid, why don't you talking about all this racism, why don't you do something about all the crack in the black community? And Khalid said, well, brother Sean, it's not about the crack, it's the cracker. And he shut his shit down. Sean Hannity didn't know what to do. So those people, they know not to let us get to talking in a groove because we'll shut their shit down intellectually. So their technique at Fox News and all of these locations is to come out and badger you, name call, cut your mic off, cut you off. They do all types of little dirty tactics. Now, they're not going to let you get a lot of information out. So you got to get in a lot of good one-liners with those dudes over at Fox. So that's a strategy that we have to understand. These white supremacists are getting desperate, and they know that they can't intellectually justify white supremacy. So they got to use all of these little deceptive tactics in order to get their point across.
All right, my brother. Do you have anything else you would like to say? Because I want to open it up and take a couple of callers if that's all right with you.
Absolutely. Just y'all follow me on Twitter at Tariq Nasheed. Follow me on Instagram at Tariq Elite, and follow my live Ustream page, which is Tariq Live on YouTube, and subscribe to that page.
You see how many people listening to us right now, right?
Oh yeah, we're at 2,500 almost.
Yeah, that's right. So here's the first caller. We have my brother Dr. Reggie, who I was talking about. Peace and black power, brother Dr. Reggie. We got Tariq Nasheed on the phone. Do you have any questions for the brother?
Yes. I imagine if, let me just mute this. Imagine, Tariq Nasheed, if the Louis Farrakhan would have brought you out for the Million Man March that had passed.
Yes.
That's what Sarnetta was saying about the big blacks. They don't reach back and put down a ladder. You are one of those that are next. You have a huge audience, a huge voice, and you connect with the youth. Why do you think you wasn't on that stage at the Million Man March? Sarnetta wasn't on stage. The conscious community wasn't on stage. There were lots of people that we did not know that was on that stage. Why? What is it about us that we can't include the next generation, sir?
Well, as far as the minister and the people who organized the last Million Man March, I don't know who's who, so I don't know what their motivation was. So I can't really criticize them based on an omission, because there were a lot of people there. They probably already had relationships with some of the people. I know there were Native American groups, so they were trying to do a lot. So I get that. So I went to the Million Man March. I had a great time. There's a lot of brothers in the nation. Minister Farrakhan's granddaughter, she's cool with me. So, much respect to them. As a matter of fact, I wanted to get the minister in Hidden Colors 4. He was traveling, so I didn't get a chance to, and I would still like to get him in one of the films. So, I don't know what the motivation was, but we do have a lot of people in the black society who, a lot of them, and I'm not saying any names, not anybody in particular, but a lot of times they don't know how to bring in other new people. They don't know how to bring in the next generation and groom the next generation and get them ready to be out there in the spotlight, or just out there in the forefront doing what we need to do to uplift the community. Because truth be told, there's a lot of older people who don't know what the fuck they're doing, if we're going to be very honest. A lot of these people from the civil rights movement, a lot of these people are low-key undercover coons, if we're going to be very honest about what we have.
That's right.
Yeah. And a lot of them, they get behind closed doors. They get in front of us and talk all that black power, but they get up there and around Hillary Clinton and start buck dancing and go around Trump and start kissing ass. So we got to know who's really representing for us and who's really the big blacks, so to speak.
Right. The last question is the recent killing of all of our brothers and sisters by the police.
Yeah.
How can we partner? I'm talking about the media. I'm talking about the black media. I'm talking about you and Sarnetta and a few others. How can we kind of aggregate and deal with this nationally? How do because the coverage is often sporadic, right? How can we work together as a organization, or as this is a brothership and sistership, to deal with these things as it happens? Because the families are suffering, our children are being demoralized. So that's my last question. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much.
Great question, brother. Great question. The problem with all of these extrajudicial killings is that they're not being prosecuted, and when they are being prosecuted, they're being misprosecuted. Understand, a lot of these prosecutors are deliberately throwing these cases. They have these grand juries that deliberately don't bring charges against these cops. And if they do bring charges, it's a weak charge, and these prosecutors will themselves stack the jury full of white supremacists when they know that it's going to be a mistrial, just like with the Michael Slager case out there in Charleston, South Carolina. With that case out there with Michael Slager, the prosecution, they deliberately put a bunch of white supremacists on that jury and one big black moist queen as the damn foreman. And that black queen had all types of charges, which you don't get on no damn case if you got charges. So where did they get this guy from? And magically the charges were dropped. So I tell people what you got to do on a local level, we're going to have to start stepping to these prosecutors and saying to them, if you do not prosecute these cases correctly, we're going to recall you. Not only are you not going to be reelected, we're going to make sure that you get recalled while you're in office now. So you start threatening these people's jobs, they'll get on board. And we got to start getting our money together so that we can get these politicians in our pocket, just like Claude Anderson's been trying to tell us for 40 years. Black folks, that's one thing we don't do. We'll go out there and march and protest and sing and twerk, but we don't get no money to get these politicians in our pocket. And we got to have an economic base for that.
Right. Peace and Black Power family. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace and Black Power. It's C. Terrell Scott from Virginia, man. Real quick, man, I wanted to say, man, this is beautiful. Keep on doing stuff like this. I love to see these two powerful brothers building. Black News 102 and Tariq Nasheed, keep on doing it, man. My question is, the reparations. Do you think going after the reparations as a nation of black people is senseless, or do you think we have a shot at this thing?
Good question, brother. The thing is, in order to get reparations, you got to have something to back up your demands. See, that happened with the Japanese. Understand, when the Japanese Americans in the 1940s, when they were thrown in internment camps around the United States, they got out the camps and they said, well, damn, y'all took our homes, you took our jobs, took our communities, we need reparations. And the U.S. told them to kick rocks. So what the Japanese did, they went back to their homeland, worked with their people back home, got technology here, took that back to Japan, started building up these big companies like Sony. Then they came back to the United States once Sony was a powerhouse and all of these other major Japanese corporations. They said to the United States, okay, we need reparations, and if you don't give us reparations, you might get some sanctions, or we might up the prices on some of these products you need. So the United States started writing checks for all the Japanese Americans who suffered during World War II. So you got to have something to back up your demands. See, we go out here and say we demand justice, but we don't have anything to back up that demand.
Yes. All right, brother, you got that?
I do have it. I do have it.
And I'm gonna say this too, brother. Let me add on to that. I'm gonna say, before we even think about reparations, brother, we need to know who we are as a people, because we are scattered all over the place. Some of us say we African, some of us fighting against that, some of us saying, nah, we are Moors, no, we Hebrews, that's our nationality. So when you say reparations,
right. And
we don't.
That led me to this.
Yes, go ahead, brother. Yes, go ahead.
Do you think that all of us, Nation of Islam, the Moors, the Hebrew Israelites, everybody in the Egyptian movement and everything, do you think that we could come to some kind of damn common ground and put together? Because all of us is prisoners of war in this country from all over the world. A lot of us are here already.
Yeah.
So do you think underneath that moniker that we could come together and get some type of reparations from the United States and the European governments? I asked Tavis Smiley this same thing. Can we build and come up? I know you and Sonetta, Brother Reggie, y'all have the platform. Even the brother with the Hebrew Israel, all of y'all are smart brothers. Y'all can come together and put that together, and all of us can go to these motherfuckers, man, and get this.
Let me say this. It's going to take some major organizing, and I'm talking about within ourselves. We really got to sit down and really talk about this thing. We ain't dealing with no religion. We don't care what religion you have. See, if we could all go in that room and don't come out until we reach a conclusion, then yes, we can push forward. But if we are in there and everybody want to be the leader, see, we don't want no Indians. Everybody want to be the damn chief. No, you got to listen to General Yohana. He's the smartest man. Nah, man, it's our Moorish nation. And we say you got to do this. Oh, no, our Bible says, nah, man, you got to follow this. And we ain't following nobody if you ain't following the Lord and Savior, Yahweh ben Yahweh Shai, Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I mean, it's going to go on and on. So if we can put our religion aside, like Malcolm X did, Malcolm said, leave all your religions at the door. When you come into this room, we are coming in here as one body. And we're going to we all going to have a common goal. And yes, we can do it. But the deal is, do we love our people enough to want to do it? And if we love our people enough to do it, then we'll put that religion on the side. And I'm not saying get rid of it. I'm just saying don't come in the room with it. You know what I'm saying? What you got to say, Tariq?
And the thing is, with a lot of black folks, man, a lot of us, to be honest, and we gotta be
hold on, brother. Hold on. Let Tariq talk to you. Go ahead, Tariq.
Yeah, to be honest, man, there's a lot of black folks deep down, they don't want no reparations. Because the thing is, if you get reparations, that means white people are done with you. They're like, okay, I gave you what you need, so we're done. Black folks don't really want that. Now, a lot of black folks don't want that. Because black folks, a lot of us are very comfortable being kept and taken care of by white supremacists. A lot of times, if you get black folks in a room to talk about dealing with white supremacy and get reparations, you'll get some black folks start talking about, well, what about intersectionality? What about black gays? They'll start talking about some shit like black gays and lesbians. So they start talking about all of this other intersectionality stuff in order to be connected with white society. So we got to start vetting people to see who's down to actually get some reparations from the government so that we can build an independent black society that's white supremacy free.
All right. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you.
Hey, thank y'all, man. Peace and black power. Good night.
Peace and black power, brother. Yeah, man, that's some real talk right there, man. That's some real talk right there. The people love it.
Yes, indeed. We in here 2,500 deep. We here heavy.
Yeah, no doubt. I had 3 stacks the other day. Yeah. Peace and black power, my brother Tahuti, House of Consciousness in California. Yo, hold up, Tahuti. Listen,
what's happening, man? House of Conscience Facebook.
Brother.
Say what's up to all the family out there. Well, now, here's my question, right?
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, with Donald Trump going to office, right?
Right.
The criminal justice system stock went way high.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah.
What black people don't seem to understand is Donald Trump is going to start locking us up. Can you talk to us about what we can do to prevent falling into that trap, into the criminal justice system, and can we avoid those pitfalls? Talk to us about that, brother. I'm going to hang up and listen.
All right. Thank you, Tahuti.
Yes, indeed. And again, that goes back to getting our economic base together so that we can get these politicians in our pocket so that we don't get railroaded into that criminal system like that, because they're going to start locking us up wholesale. They're going to start with more all-in laws where they lock up groups of black folks at once. Like one black person commit a crime, they'll say that he's part of a gang so they can lock up the whole neighborhood. So watch out for more of these all-in laws that they're going to have for us, man. It's heavy.
All right, hold on. I got a special caller that just called in.
Who's that?
Like power to Professor James Smalls.
Oh!
Who you got on the TV tonight?
I got Tariq Nasheed on right now. He was talking about you today, brother.
You got Tariq? Tariq got what's up?
Yeah, he hear you.
What's up, Brother Smalls?
I'm all right, Brother Tariq. I'm glad you're on Sonetta TV.
Yes, indeed.
The entire world. I'm trying to tell Sonetta he don't know how big he is.
Yeah.
He's almost as big as Tariq Nasheed.
Not that big yet. They ain't big as Tariq yet.
I'm trying to be like y'all, Brother Small. Brother Small, your daughter was emailing me the other day. We were emailing each other the other day trying to hook up some stuff with that documentary I was talking about with you.
Uh-huh.
And I got to come out there to get with you. I got to get with you, and I want to get with Leonard Jeffries and all those brothers out there too.
So let's talk. When do you want me to call you?
Tomorrow, because I want to get this going and I want to see y'all schedule, because I want to come on out there and get this thing going.
Okay, I can hook them all up with you and hook you up with them.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, Professor Smalls, I hear you going to Baltimore. Why don't you plug that in real quick? Let the people know you're going to be in Baltimore, brother.
I'm going to be down in Baltimore on the 23rd, and I can't remember the location.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, because I did a promo for you. You're going to be at Pleasant Hope. You're going to be at Pleasant Hope Baptist Church at Belvedere Avenue, Baltimore, MD. Zip code 21212. That's where you're going to be, my brother.
It's going to be nice. We're going to be discussing that piece we did on Fidel Castro, Gone Across the World, and people are just kicking it.
Are you looking at the
keep that in Baltimore, and then we're going to look at Trump. We're going to say Trump is great, the Trump card, so what's going to be our move?
Are you looking at the screen right now, or no? You just on the phone?
No, I just got in from the hospital and stuff, so I'm not looking at it.
Okay, so what I did was I threw the flyer up in the chat so everybody could see it. They know where you're going to be. If you're in that area, if you're anywhere in that area, make sure you go see our elder, Professor James Smalls, Friday, December the 23rd, 2016, before this is all over. Go see our brother. He's closing out the year with a pop, with a bang. Professor James Smalls, he's going to be dealing with Donald Trump and the future of African people. Go ahead, Smalls.
Also let them know this, Tariq, that I have a daughter in Africa that I adopted nearly 30 years ago, and she just won a seat in Parliament and is probably going to get an appointment as a minister of state. So that's extraordinary for her. I'm very proud of her.
Yes,
She's
indeed.
done very well with the NPP party. You know,
All right.
They had their national elections last week. And she was the first one in the whole nation to be declared a winner of her election, which makes the girl bad, and she's taught very well.
What country is this, Brother Smalls?
Guys, go ahead. The two of you.
No, he asked you, what country is this, Smalls? What
Go
country?
ahead. Ghana, the nation of Ghana.
Okay.
And she's from Cape Coast, the northern Cape Coast, which is the largest sector, the most powerful sector of the Cape Coast region. And she actually delivered Cape Coast to the party, which allowed them to win the national victory and become president.
Oh, cool.
She did a heck of a job, that young lady.
Hey, Smalls, let me ask you the $1 million question. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
When you gonna take me to Ghana with you, brother? Come on, man. It's time, brother.
I'm rolling next summer. Next summer. I mean, I'm doing something from the 1st of March to the 11th of March in Ghana. That's the 60th anniversary of independence, and that's Ghana Music Week. So I'm taking a group there. We're going to roll from the 1st to the 11th. And the summer is going from the 20th to the 20th of July to the 3rd of August. A 1-day stop in Casablanca, a 3-day stop in Benin, a 3-day stop in Togo, and then a 7-day stop in Ghana. For Canada's emancipation and some other celebrations, as well as the slave force inventions in history.
Brother
So
Reggie said, what's up to you, Smalls?
And broadcast on Netta TV from Ghana.
Yes. Hey, Smalls, Brother Reggie said, what's up to you?
I just wanted to tell you and Tariq, what you brothers have done is beyond phenomenal. You know, I've been out here for 50 years trying to spread information. But what Hidden Colors have done and what Netta TV have done have reached more of the world in a shorter period of time than we did in decades. And you've changed the mind. I mean, I hear from people all over the world who saw me in Hidden Colors, all over the world who saw me on Netta TV. When I say the world, I'm talking Thailand, Tokyo, Sudan, Mozambique, you name it, as well as all of America.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what you've done is phenomenal, and I hope both of you realize the extent to which you have furthered the very cause of African studies that was barred from the universities, but you took it over the airwaves. You know, you took it over the internet, and you trumped the university, brother.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you. But I want to let you know, my brother Reggie is in the chat room. He says, tell my brother Smalls, peace to him. Brother Reggie.
Yes, sir. Tell Brother Reggie I'm proud of him. Just stay on it.
Okay.
He's on it. He's rocking the world.
That's
He's
what it
done
is.
very well. We're very proud of me and Doctor just talking about him a few days ago.
All right. All right. Thank you, my brother,
So y'all
Professor.
go ahead and take care of business. Teach the people, because that's the real revolution right now, the revolution of the mind. When we win, we've already won the political revolution. We've won the economic revolution. We spent $1 trillion last year. But we've got to win this cultural revolution. And at the center of our culture is our history and our spirituality. And that's the piece you guys are fighting right now.
Okay.
When we win that victory, we take control of our minds again.
All right. Thank you, my brother, Professor. The people go. Peace and blessings, family. All right. Peace and black power, my brother. You on the line? What's up? You still there, brother?
Hello?
Yes. What's up, man? Yes.
Yo, good, sir. This is Sean.
Sean, what's happening?
Yep, my question is basically, I know Tariq, he learned a lot of people through his film series. I've heard Tariq state he's planning on building a home in Haiti. I know he employed many people through his tours. I know he contributed to Darren Seal's funeral. But my question is, domestically, what nonprofit work have you done where you don't profit from it?
And what was this question?
What's your question?
What nonprofit work have you done that you do not profit from? People say that you profit from your film series. So
right.
People want to know, what nonprofit work do you do that you do not benefit from for domestically?
What nonprofit work do I benefit from?
That you do. He said, what nonprofit work that you do?
Oh, okay. Oh, man. I got a nonprofit organization called melanoidnation.org. And you can go there now, melanoidnation.org. Brother, I have built, giving money to orphanages in Africa. And I got the receipts. You go to my Instagram. I keep all the receipts and the check stubs. I done funded so many black schools in America, donated money to schools, daycare centers out here, food drives. That's all seen. People dying, and I paid for funerals, like my brother Darren Seals out in Ferguson. I paid for that brother's funeral. Dr. Ben, when Dr. Ben was in the nursing home, I paid for a lot of his medical stuff. Dr. Frances Cress Wilson, I paid for her funeral. Countless people. Tamir Rice.
Brother, see that? A lot of people don't even know that right there.
Yeah. Which is, I don't mind that, but I got receipts.
I know, because a lot of people don't, so it's definitely.
Wow, that's what's up, Tariq. That's what's up, man.
I just don't talk about it that much, but yes.
That's right. All right. Thank you, brother. Peace and Black Power family. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace and Black Power. This is Israel from Arizona.
Israel from Arizona. What's up, man?
Man, much, man. I want to thank you, man, for bringing Brother Tariq over, man. This is very powerful, man. It means a lot. Since it's a week right quick, I want to ask him,
Hold on. Yo, my brother Roy Bay, I need you to put your phone on mute right quick until I get to you. Go ahead, brother.
I want to ask Tariq, what do you think about an exodus out of America? Because I wasn't aware till James Small brought out about Cuba, offering us to come over there, learn and go to medical school for free. And I want to know what Tariq think about us making a mad exodus. And also, I remember when he went to Cuba and he did some filming, and I was wondering next time did he, invite some of the fans to go with him. Those of us that can afford to go. Man. Thank y'all, man. Love y'all, brother.
All right, peace, brother. Did you hear him, Tariq?
Yeah, I know that he said something about like a mass exodus, and a lot of people, we look at that like, okay, where can we go outside of America where we can escape systematic white supremacy? And unfortunately, white supremacy is global.
Go ahead, brother. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, white supremacy, there ain't nowhere you can go to escape that. They ain't going to get you directly or indirectly. Because when we talk about Africa, understand Africa's in the economic shape it's in many other countries is because of the economic sanctions that's put on African nations by the white supremacists. So they control it directly and indirectly. I was just in South Africa, beautiful country, but they got the brothers in concentration camps called townships, and the white people over there living it up. Apartheid is alive and well over in South Africa right now. In other places in Africa I go, same situation. So we're going to have to deal with white supremacy right where we are, because wherever we go, we're going to run right into it.
Right. And you know what? I'm going to say this, and I got to say this, and I know people are going to get me for saying this. They're going to call me all kind of coons, but I'm going to ask you to prove me wrong. Now,
yes,
when people say things like this, oh, man, we're going to make an exodus out of America. And go where? Where our people are ready to move out of America. Where can we live greater than America? I'm going to tell y'all something. America, compared to other places in the world, family, we wouldn't even be able to have this little freedom that we got.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You think you could go in somebody else's country and be able to say the things you say, do the things you do, and we just going to go over there and take over, huh? Is that what y'all thinking? Let's keep it real, man. America is one of the greatest places to be, and people are going to say that's a cool shit right there. But I challenge any of you that say, oh, I love Africa, go to Africa, buy a one-way ticket, and don't bring your ass back. Stay over there. Stay over there. Don't come back. I don't need you going over there for no goddamn tours. Keep your ass over there and don't come back. Because the last thing I know, everybody that go over there for visits, they always somehow find their way back. You know what I'm saying, Tariq? Whereas the Africans come over here, they buy a one-way goddamn ticket. They not trying to go back. You see what I'm saying? And not only Africa, I'm not shutting on Africa. I'm saying other places like, that's around this globe, man.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Dark people, there's going to be some white supremacy. Look,
Right.
you in Africa, brother, man, they're hopping on inner tubes and boats and planks to get up there to where the money is and the resources are, because the white supremacists, they've raped Africa of all the resources and the wealth, and that's where people go. They're going to Europe, they're going to Greece, Italy, they're going to all of these places. They're doing whatever they can do to get up out of there, and we got to be very honest about that.
Right.
But I would like to reach out to African nations so that we can build some type of trade and help build the motherland up, so that we can have a camaraderie, so that we can do business, so that we can have an economic base, because we have the knowledge over here. We got some capital over here where we need to be connecting with the people. That's why now, not just Africa, but even other black nations. Now I'm helping to build homes in Haiti right now so that we can have that relationship with our brothers there, because we're dealing with white supremacy globally. The white supremacists, they don't have any boundaries. You talk to white supremacists here in America, he sounds like the same white supremacists in England, and that one sounds like the same white supremacists in Australia. All of them think and sound and act alike. We got to start having the same global code of conduct with each other.
All right, yeah, I told you they telling me stop cooning, son.
No, that ain't cooning, son. That's some real shit, though.
Let me clear my shit up real quick. What I'm saying is, family, we need to build here. If we can't make it here, how are we going to make it somewhere else? We're going to keep running out of countries because they ain't going to just open up arms for us and let us come in there and take over the shit. So what I'm saying is we need to, like Tariq said, I agree with everything what he said. We need to help from where we at. Build our economic shit up right here, and then we can help our brothers and sisters in Africa. So I do agree with Brother Tariq Nasheed on that. So my brother Roy Bey, peace and Islam to you, my brother.
Peace, Islam, brother. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Awesome. Peace to Brother Tariq.
Hey, brother, how are you, sir?
All is well, King. All is well. So my question to you, brother, I got a question and a comment. My question to you is, what motivated you coming up with the name Hidden Colors?
Yeah, good question. And what it mean? Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
Right. What was the background to that name, Hidden Colors? And what does it actually define?
Yeah.
That's the first question. The second...
Let him answer the first question. Let him answer the first one, and then you come back.
You know what's funny? Hidden Colors, when I first was going to do Hidden Colors, the name of Hidden Colors was going to be Secret Niggas. That was going to be the name of the movie.
Yo, I like that right there. Yeah. That could be still something in the making, brother.
And I said, okay, this might not play well in churches and schools.
Right.
So let's just change the word secret to hidden, because they hide our history. And whose history? The history of people of color. So that's where the Hidden Colors came from. So that's how the title came along.
All right. So I respect that, no doubt, brother. Now, and speaking about the Exodus, the mass Exodus, for the last year now, so I've been writing my book and dealing with something like that, right? But there's a strategy, so in the book, a political strategy, to whereas we have a population here in North America of at least 45 million of us per se, and a multitude of other millions from different groups. However, we can also consider, as I put inside my book, dual citizenship.
Yeah.
And I got that ideology from President Rawlings in Ghana back in, I think, the 94 it was. He and Minister Louis Farrakhan had set that up to whereas, quote unquote, African Americans can have dual citizenship from America to Ghana. Of course, the American government, they kept it secret, as you said, Hidden Colors. They kept it secret because they didn't want the population here to know that there was other countries in the world who was waiting to receive them politically in terms of dual citizenship. But don't you think dual citizenship will also be an effective tool and strategy to counter some of this Eurocentric supremacy?
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Yeah, we do need that. We need to hook up with African nations so that we can get dual citizenship. See, they don't let you know all of these other African nations, and not just African nations, but other nations who want to assist African people. Just like when Sarnetta and Brother Smalls was talking about Cuba. A lot of folks don't know all the stuff Castro did. Castro helped liberate a lot of African nations. Castro also let a lot of African Americans go to Cuba to get free medical education. They still let you do that now, but we never hear about that. When Hurricane Katrina popped off, a lot of folks don't know it was Cuba that was going to send medical doctors up here for free to help the black folks who was dying in New Orleans.
Damn, go in, Tariq. I was going to ask you about that.
Oh, yeah, over in Haiti when they had those earthquakes and those white supremacists over there getting organs and body parts and harvesting people. It was the Cubans who sent the medical people over there to help out and help clear up some of that cholera and all that stuff that was in the water that the UN and all those people left. A lot of folks don't know it was Cuba who sent doctors to West Africa to help curb Ebola that the white supremacists put out there. So we're not told about all of these other nations that have reached out to look out for us and help us and be allies for us, because they never want to have black Americans with any kind of political allies overseas. That's why when we talked about Black Wall Street in Tulsa, they were about to create international allies, and that's one of the reasons why they really bombed that place. So we got to start thinking internationally. That's why when Malcolm X, when he went international, that's when they had to get him. So we got to stop letting individual black people go out there and put themselves on the line internationally, and all of us have to be on that international kick. We all need to be getting our passports out here, family, and traveling and politicking with brothers and sisters all around the world.
Well, Brother Tariq, one last comment, and brother, so I'm going to go.
Yes.
So I know things are corporatized.
Yeah.
But why do you think at this point, given the magnificent work that you have put together, right? Why do you think at this point in time, not station, but I guess you can call it an institution if you like, folks like BET have not yet nominated you for an award? Because I think you represent what they're supposed to be talking about. Can you speak to that, brother?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, we got to understand this. BET is a white corporation, man. BET is basically it's like Walmart, and Walmart has like a little black hair care section that's like one shelf. That's BET. BET is just the hair care section at Walmart, to be honest. And I'm not trying to throw them under the bus, but it's a white-owned corporation, so they have to do what the white bosses tell them to do over in Viacom. That's just what it is. So, I don't trip on that. You can't be too black. You just got to be entertaining enough to get things popping over there. And this is why I go directly to the people on a grassroots level. I do it from the bottom and take it to the top. So I have no problem with that. Let's get one more call, because I got to eat dinner tonight.
All right, my brother. Last caller, make this a good one, brother. Peace and Black Power. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Brother Amir calling from Boston.
All right, brother. I need you to make it clear. Let's go.
All right, I want to just want to let the people know. I just want to try to talk a little bit about the brother Akon opening the $1 billion credit line with China to bring electricity to South African countries. I just want to build on that for a little bit.
Wow.
So people don't know what's going on.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. You got any information on that, brother Tariq?
I'm still learning about that, but I take my hat off to Akon, man. That brother's doing things, and they don't talk about that in the media here. I know when I was over in Africa, they were talking about him creating electricity for all those people and working with China. And I take my hat off to that, brother. We got to start politicking with international powers like that, man. There's a lot of resources for us all around the world if we just get out here and politic. A lot of black folks are afraid to travel, and we got to get off that. All of us need to get our passports. So now I was over at when I was in London, there was cats talking about your show over there. They were like, hey, man, I saw such and such on Sanetta's show. I'm like, well, damn, Sanetta's doing this thing. All right. I'm like, man, people are watching us around the world, looking at our moves, man, and watching what we do, trying to take cues from us. So we need to maximize and capitalize off that and politic and join forces with brothers, man.
All right, my brother Tariq Nasheed, is always a blessing. Thanks for coming, blessing the platform, Black News 102. Do you want to close out, my brother? Close out on anything you want to talk?
Yes, indeed, family. If you don't have Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3, and 4, you need to go to hiddencolorsfilm.com. Get that. Check out my podcast, radio.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Instagram, Tariq Elite, and Twitter at Tariq Nasheed, fam.
All right. Thank you, my brother. And for the record, when Hidden Colors came out, I supported my brother. I sent him a few hundreds. You know what I'm saying? I supported him, and he definitely looked out for me and gave me the hookup. So I just wanted to put that out there for my brother.
Oh, yeah.
And, yes. So thank you, Brother Tariq Nasheed, for coming through, blessing the platform. I appreciate you, brother. Hopefully we can do this again.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's my pleasure, Star. Thank you, brother.
All right. Peace out, brother. All right, family. Now, you know your brother, my people begging on me, and I got to clear that up. Now, let me say, I think I said it wrong. Sometimes we make mistakes and we say things wrong sometimes and it come out wrong. Now, what I mean by this is that, yes, we need to help our African brothers and sisters. But what I'm saying is that if we're going to run and leave here, no, you build it up here. That's what I should have said. We need to build our foundation here, family, and then we can extend our hand and help our family. That's what I should have said. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, let's keep it real. A lot of us, man, we ain't leaving no America and going, because a lot of us wouldn't even be able to survive. See, let's keep it real. Let's keep it funky. A lot of us ain't even ready to survive. Ain't no McDonald's outside of this. Where you going? Ain't no Chinese restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no Chipotle's. Ain't none of that stuff, man. So that's all I wanted to say, family. And I want to say shout out to my brother, Dr. Reggie. Thank you for coming through, brother. Powerful soldier. That's my right hand right there. And I'm going to be looking forward to seeing y'all. Let me put the link up again. I'm going to be looking forward to seeing everybody in the building this Sunday coming up. It's going down, family. It's going down. This Sunday is coming up. Let me share a link with y'all. It's too late to turn back now. It's going down. Still shopping. Still. Sarah Suit Seti, Young Pharaoh taking on the Armin Raw Squad, Uncle Ket, and the family. It's going down. Okay? Has the metal netter been deciphered? A quick explanation about life on Earth and how human life diversified. Okay? I want to say that. And I'm going to share this with y'all. I was going to wait until I upload it, but let me share my new intro that I did. Hope y'all appreciate it. It's a message that I'm giving up to the people with the Dr. Ali Muhammad joint that I'm uploading right now. And it goes a little something like this. Get the message. Whenever I do movies, y'all know I'm always sending y'all a message. So here it is. Here's the message. Y'all ready? Let's go.
You want me to say something? Okay. I'll say something. You people, you're not a race. You are a virus. You destroy the world. Everything beautiful you poison. You drag us from our homes. You rape our daughters, murder our sons. You crack our spines and do all you can to break our will. You stab us. Then you put the knife in our hand and tell us it's our fault. And if you don't do it yourself, you stand by, close your eyes, and pretend there's nothing wrong. And then you pray to your God.
Who calls me from out of the pit? What is thy purpose?
To silence our screams so that you can enjoy the happiness that we will feel with our blood. But it's not your fault. It's the only way you know how to be. And the only thing that will change anything is if another virus comes along and does to you what you do to us. And I hope that happens very soon. Wow. Support Sarnetta. He's been in the community. He's built an international platform for all of us to come before the people. So I appreciate the brother. We know he's controversial, but he's supposed to be controversial because he's in the hot seat. And he puts us in the hot seat. But one thing I can say about him is he's never turned his back on his people. He's always been for his race. And he's always brought all the different people so that they can build their platforms from where they are. So, keep it going, brother. We support you. We love you. And we'll be back to see the House of Consciousness again. We thank you for giving us the time.
Sarnetta TV in full effect. We ain't going nowhere. I want y'all to know that. I also want you to know December the 18th is coming down.
So a little something, family. I'm getting ready to throw up the Dr. Ali Muhammad full complete interview. And I just wanted to share some of that, leak some of that with you, let you know what's going down. And I'm going to just say peace and black power. Shout out to my brother Tariq Nasheed and family. I'm out. Peace and black power.